Tonight, one of the best volleyball programs in America is in the Big Apple. It's going to be a good one here in Queens as the Marquette Golden Eagles take on the St. John's Red Storm on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi. Let's take a look right now at the Big East standings up to the seconds, and it's Creighton right now in that number one spot. There's Marquette, 7-1 so far, 17-3 overall. St. John's in a three-way tie, 5-3 in the conference, 13-8 overall. And with that, we say good evening, everybody. I'm DJ Sixsmith. Second meeting between these two teams this year. St. John's won the first set back in Wisconsin, and then it was Marquette taking the next three. Marquette off to its best start since 2012. They're 17-3. Meanwhile, St. John's, they won their last two matches, feeling pretty good, tied with Villanova and Butler in the Big East. With that being said, it's time now for our player spotlight, and let's start off with the home team of St. John's. Raquel Rastelli has just been outstanding this year. Take a look right now at the sophomore from Italy. Over 200 kills for her, 18 kills against Georgetown last time out. And Coach Joanne Persico said she's going to be key in trying to get a win tonight against Marquette. Meanwhile, on the other side for the Marquette Golden Eagles, Allie Barber, not only one of the best players in the entire country, she's probably the best player in the Big East. Allie Barber this year with 300-plus kills. Third in program history with kills, and as if that wasn't good enough, 98th percentile on the MCATs test. She's that smart, she's a great athlete, she can do it all, and she's going to be key tonight. There you have it. Marquette and St. John's comes your way next, right here on the Big East Digital Network.
St. John's University is New York, through and through. While our roots may be here in the city, our Catholic and Vincentian influence is felt around the globe. Diverse, determined, and dedicated, our students graduate career-ready and primed to take on the challenges of tomorrow. We are New York's team. We are St. John's.
Hallelujah.
And this is just one night. You should see what we do during the day. Marquette University. Be the difference.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/.
You're not going to want to miss this.
St. John's University is New York, through and through. While our roots may be here in the city, our Catholic and Vincentian influence is felt around the globe. Diverse, determined, and dedicated, our students graduate career-ready and primed to take on the challenges of tomorrow. We are New York's team. We are St. John's.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm DJ Sixsmith. You're watching Big East Volleyball on the Big East Digital Network. Marquette, the number 11 team in the country. St. John's, a team trying to move forward in the Big East Conference. Should be a fantastic match. Taking a look right now at the St. John's starters. Efrosini Alexikou has had a fantastic year, 28 kills for her against Oregon. Raquel Rastelli has been important for this team. Cathariu, Palacios, many familiar names in the mix for St. John's. On the other side for Marquette, we told you all about Allie Barber. It's not just one player for this team. Hope Wirch, a really important piece, 177 kills this year. Hannah Vandenberg, another name to keep your eyes on, the freshman from Wisconsin. Marquette 17-5 all-time against St. John's. The Johnnies 6-1 at home this season here in Queens. Lauren Speckman to get us going. And away we go. And it starts out with a service ace. Marquette, one of the best serving teams in the conference. And that was certainly one of the keys in helping the Golden Eagles win in 4 sets against St. John's earlier this season. DeMallo setting it up for Palacios, and that'll do. The junior from Columbia ties things up here in the first. DeMallo now a senior. She's had an excellent career here at St. John's, and that directional serve is out. This Marquette team, just 3 losses on the year, all 3 to ranked teams. Baylor, Illinois, and Creighton. Alexikou gets that one blocked up front. Barber goes soft, sent right back. Nice dig up front there from Speckman. On the response, Wirch sends it long. St. John's picks up the point. We talked to Ryan Tice earlier this week. He's the head coach for Marquette in his 6th year. Said that Creighton loss was really a wake-up call for this bunch. They have 3 goals this year: winning a Big East title, making it back to the NCAA tournament as a seeded team, and also going further than they did last year. Alexikou on the serve. Here's Barber. And that rip goes long. St. John's in front for the first time tonight. St. John's team 13-8 overall, 5-3 in the Big East. They've won their last 2 in conference. Barber has been fed early, and off to Mallow. That'll be a Marquette point. Allie Barber, your preseason Big East Player of the Year, coming off an 18-kill performance against Villanova. The libero Kanabidov on serve. And that one is out. So a little bit of iffy serving on both sides here in this first set. It's the libero Sanabia on serve right now for the St. John's Red Storm. One of the most experienced players on this team. Works right up the gut, gets blocked. Barber will take a swing, and that'll do. Allie Barber is such a presence in the front of the tape. And back and forth we go early on in this first set. When we spoke to Joanne Persico, she knew that they'd have to key on Allie Barber. But between Wirtz and Vandenberg, a lot of people to worry about. We're in Golden Eagle blue. DeMallo. Mikulova had that one blocked, and then a violation called there on St. John's. Here's the junior Sarah Rose from Illinois. Rastelli blasts it home for the kill. Starting to get comfortable on that right side. And the southpaw ties us up at 5. Off the setup from DeMallo, nearly went over. Rastelli able to track it down as she serves it away. Kuntz just into the match. And off the fingertips of Sanabia, the visitors pick up the point. Sanabia, originally a transfer from Florida State, actually left high school early to enroll at FSU. Wasn't feeling it in Florida, came to St. John's, has become one of the most experienced players on this squad. And that's a service there from Marquette, a rare one for the Golden Eagles. They'll tie things up at 6. Hope Wirtz unable to get that one over. Klara Mikulova lets it rip. St. John's an opportunity. Rastelli from the 10-meter line. She got it. And Rastelli off to a nice start here in Queens. Ryan Tice knew this one was going to be a tough one for his team. Between Alexaku and Rastelli. Nice 1-2 punch for the Johnnies. And that's a clean swing right there for Vandenberg. Freshman picks up her first kill. Subs on both sides. Ileana Rodriguez back for St. John's. Elizabeth Orth back in there for Marquette. DeMallo. Alexaku. And the slam home puts St. John's back in front. Joanne Persico spoke so highly of her sophomore class. They set the culture as freshmen last year, and they're doing it again this year as sophomores. Blocked back, but it's out. Point goes to Marquette off the hands there of Alexaku. Ellie Kuhn setting that one up. St. John's already a win against a ranked opponent this year. They beat Oregon earlier on in the season, a top 15 team at the time. Also beat Duke, 2 of the bigger wins this year for the Red Storm. So certainly capable of taking down a top 15 team. Palacios on the run, and she picks it up. The junior from Columbia gives her team the point. Transfer from Miami-Dade College. Hasn't played since the Butler match. Certainly some good action so far here in the first. That one stuffed back and kept alive. And a beautiful play in front. Golden Eagles never gave up on it. And we're all tied at 9. Serve from Vandenberg, dug up by Sanabia. Palacios with the left. Beautiful dig from Speckman. And the point goes to St. John's. Double hit called. So St. John's team with only 5 domestic players. Joanne Persico and her staff have gone all over the world, literally, to find these players. Italy, the Czech Republic, Greece, Colombia. You name a country, Joanne Persico's probably been there. She told us a story earlier this week. The same day that the plane landed on the Hudson here in New York, she went to Poland, got lost in Poland, was trekking through the snow, and had to find her way with not a lick of Polish in her dialect. Allie Barber goes soft. DeMallo digs it up for the moment, and Marquette gets the point. Allie Barber was also a great basketball player in high school. One of the top recruits in the state. Her dad, a big hoop head, still wants her to try and play hoops after college. Allie said, thanks but no thanks, I'm going to go to med school, in the 98th percentile on the MCAT. One of the top student athletes in the conference. This serve is going to go long. That one was from Martha Konovadoff, and that'll give St. John's the lead back. St. John's hitting .444 so far here in the first. Here's Barber, big rip. Red Storm with a chance. And that one goes down. Nikolova. Johnny's up by 2 here in the first. Sanabia, 16 digs, 5 assists against Marquette earlier this year. Good low line drive serve. Barber pushes it through, and it's long. St. John's has rattled off the last 3, and this is their biggest lead of the first set. All on the serve of Sanabia. She was actually a high-level swimmer as a kid, trained at the same aquatic center as Michael Phelps. Off the wrists of Wirtz, Konovadoff, and now Barber on the run. Here comes St. John's. Rostelli, and a little pinball action, but it's a point for St. John's. And the Red Storm have the number 11 team in the country on the ropes here in the first. Third kill of the match for Rostelli. There's a big rip, and it's out. Wynn Jones tried to respond, and Ryan Tice has seen it up. He'll use his first time out of this first set. St. John's looking good right now, leading 15-10. So glad to have you with us. I'm DJ Sixsmith. Hope you're having a good Friday night. Remember, this is a Marquette team that's lost just one time in conference. Ryan Tice trying to get things together right now for his bunch. 280 wins in his college coaching career, 135 of them at Marquette. A Golden Eagles team that made it to the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament last year. And his bunch has yet to lose a match on the road. Right now struggling here in the first set, down 15-10. On the other side, if you're St. John's right now, you got to be feeling great. There's Joanne Persico. Remember, very similar to the match earlier on this season between these two squads. St. John's took the first, Marquette won the next 3. And Ryan Tice, pretty blunt with us when we spoke to him earlier this week. He said, listen, this is going to be St. John's Super Bowl. They're going to be playing up for it. They certainly have responded that way. Coach Tice and his bunch watched St. John's beat Oregon, saw how passionate they were, saw how excited they were. It's a high-energy team, and they certainly brought their A game so far here midway through the first. First to 25 wins the set. Best 3 out of 5. Sanabia back deep to serve. Spec mid for Wirtz. And Alexikou can't track it down. Point off the deflection for the Golden Eagles. Alexikou averaging over 4 kills per set for St. John's so far this year. Rose back on serve. DeMallo for Rostelli, gets stumped, and that one flipped over the net, but it went out. Marquette with back-to-back points. The Golden Eagles lead the Big East in kills and assists per set. They also have the best hitting percentage of any team in the conference, but right now just swinging .222 here in the first. Short serve. Little two-man game there, and that works out wonderfully. Cathariou sophomore from Greece. And St. John's back up by 4, 16-12. Rastelli into the tape. And the service error will give Marquette the point and the ball back here, down 3. Joanne Persico saying her team needs to be mentally ready to be where they need to be against this Marquette bunch. Wirch on serve. DeMallo tracks it down. Sanabia flips it over. Rose setting it up. A big swing, and that one falls in from Gwyn Jones. Jones with over 100 kills this year. The transfer from Auburn brings her team back to within 2. Great look there from Rose to set up Jones. And how about that? Right back at you. St. John's back up by 3. Mikulova got it. Now she's on serve here. Deflected and down for Vandenberg. Through the block, she gets it. And Marquette continues to fight here in the first. Just a little bit late on the block for St. John's. Here's a serve from Jones. DeMallo. Mikulova got it over. Alescu. Off the deflection, she got it. Alexaku makes it an 18-15 ball game here in the first. Ten kills on each side so far here in the first. And that one splits the defender. Nice job there from Kuntz. When we talked to Ryan Tice, we asked him, how did you build such a great program? How did you strengthen the culture? He said they just have a really great core, excellent senior class, quality people. This senior class trying to get back to the NCAA tournament again here in 2019. Alexaku flips it over. Here come the Golden Eagles. Wirch from the 10-meter line. Popped right back. Here comes Barber. And we'll get a whistle here. Violation on the Red Storm. That point goes to the Golden Eagles. Marquette, an excellent response after the timeout from Coach Tice. Alexaku got it blocked back. She'll try it again. Never made it over. And Marquette has tied this one up at 18. First to 25 will win it, and you have to win by 2. The senior Speckman serves it away. Alexaku gets denied. Excellent play up front. Vandenberg along with Orff. And St. John's going to use a timeout here. Marquette has reclaimed the lead, leading by 1. And Marquette looking a lot better than they did earlier on in this first set. Let's take another look at that one. Perfect setup. Alexaku was running out of room. And that is the first block of the match on either side. Marquette feeling a lot better than they did just a couple minutes ago. We'll see what St. John's has for a response. Joanne Persico, over 25 years on the job here at St. John's, former Big East Player of the Year. Persico and her staff, 2018 Coaches of the Year. And Coach Persico actually an opportunity to get to 500 wins this year. just a couple wins away from 500 career wins. Back to it, here's Speckman on serve. And that one goes long. Service error gives St. John's the point. We're all tied at 19. Right now for the Johnnies, Alexikou, Palacios, Rosselli, Rodriguez, Sanabia, and DeMalo out there for the red and white. There's DeMalo on serve. Barber just inside the 10-meter line, snuck it over, and a fortuitous bounce there to pick up the point. Marquette 5 away from taking the first. Vandenberg, that serve is way out. So for one of the best serving teams in the conference, they're having a little trouble here. And that ties things up once again. Early on in this match, but a really important moment here. St. John's trying to take this first set. Right down the middle, and a big kill right there for Hope Wirch. The junior from Wisconsin leads the league in service aces per set, but showing her prowess in the middle of the floor. Gives her team a 1-point lead. Kanavidov, good serve. DeMalo for Palacios. Deflected, dug up. And a double hit there on St. John's. Back-to-back points for the visitors. Palacios trying to argue she got that one with the fists. Officials aren't budging one bit. Check it out one more time. Just tried to fist that one away to a teammate. But to no avail. Marquette 3 away from winning the first set. Rastelli, great first set, continues for her. Through the block and down. That's 4 kills for her. Best on the team. Barber on the other side already with 6. Sanabia back deep to serve. It was her serve that got things going for St. John's midway through the first. Wirch gets denied. Cathariou got the job done, and we're all tied at 22 as Marquette's going to use its second and final time out of the first. Nothing like a solo block to bring your team back and tie things up. Check this out. Boom. Right back at you, and then letting you know what's up right there. Ariadne, all the way from Greece. Won a Greek championship before coming here to St. John's. Had 5 kills in the loss to Marquette earlier on this season. It's been a great first set so far. So glad you're with us. I'm DJ Sixsmith here on the Big East Digital Network. Still a couple weeks remaining in the regular season schedule, but it'll be Marquette hosting the Big East tournament this year. And this St. John's team is hoping to be there in a 3-way tie right now for 3rd place with Butler and Villanova. The Red Storm beat Villanova previously. And after back-to-back wins against Xavier and Georgetown, this team playing with a lot more confidence than it was a couple weeks back. Cathariou still juiced after that one. First block of the match for the St. John's Red Storm. You know, that middle blocker position has been tough. Hannah Wagner, a senior now, she's been hurt for most of the year. Was really coming along earlier on in her career. Kaylee Wood also hurt. Cathariou has really stepped up. All tied at 22, here we go. Jones got that one blocked. Here's Barber, and it goes out. St. John's picks up the point. That was a tough look for Barber, and just couldn't get the cut shot to go down. The libero Sanabia, 3rd all-time in school history in digs. Little issue in front. Sent right back. And that point will go to Marquette. once again tied. Marquette had the lead in the opening moments of this first set. St. John's up by as many as 5. Now deep into this one, all tied at 23. Sarah Rose back behind the line to serve. Two-time Big East All-Academic performer. St. John's looking for a side out. DeMallo. And a whiff. Cathariou couldn't get to that one. And after the miscue, Marquette a point away from winning the first. And St. John's will use its second timeout here in the first set. An untimely miscommunication there for the Red Storm. There's Joanne Persico talking things over with Erica DeMallo. DeMallo is certainly the leader of this team. Coach Persico told us a story earlier this week. DeMallo was giving some of the freshmen advice. One of the freshmen came up to her and said, "I want to be like you when I become a senior." Here's another look at it. And DeMallo, one of the best setters in the entire conference, just led her too long there, and she knew it. You can see how upset she was with herself. So now St. John's in a 1-point hole. And certainly a tough spot after leading the majority of this set as well. But Marquette, one of those teams really difficult to put away no matter how big the lead is. We'll see what the home team has in response coming out of this timeout. Set point for the Golden Eagles. Rose is ready. And sends it away. Sanabia for DeMallo. Rosselli. And the Golden Eagles will have a chance here. Wirch blocked, and it goes down. Marquette comes back and takes the first, 25-23. Tough one there for St. John's, and Marquette leads it 1-0 in this best of 5. Back for more in just a little while. You're watching volleyball on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi.
St. John's University is New York, through and through. While our roots may be here in the city, our Catholic and Vincentian influence is felt around the globe. Diverse, determined, and dedicated, our students graduate career-ready and primed to take on the challenges of tomorrow. We are New York's team. We are St. John's.
Hallelujah.
And this is just one night. You should see what we do during the day. Marquette University. Be the difference.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
You're not going to want to miss this.
Back at it here from Queens. I'm DJ Sixsmith, taking a look at the series history between these two squads. It has been all Marquette, 17-5 all time versus St. John's. The Golden Eagles have really built something special, and they have always dominated the Red Storm, and certainly holding the form so far through one set, proving why they are the 11th best team in the country, coming back to win the first 25-23. Two teams will switch sides. Red Storm will try and respond. It'll start off with Klara Mikulova to serve. And the junior from the Czech Republic gets us going here in the second. Vandenberg, dug up by DeMalo. Rastelli, big blast and long. And the opening point of the set goes to Marquette. Rastelli, a team high 4 kills in the first. Lexico had 2. Barber and Wirtz combined for 10 kills on their side in the first set. Cathariou hit that one over for St. John's. Wirtz tried to go soft. Cathariou dunks it back over, making her presence felt in front. And that's easy money right there for the sophomore out of Greece. We'll see Shina Yoshioku for the first time, sophomore 5'5" from Honolulu. Got a chance to play back at home when St. John's was in Hawaii earlier on this year. Good serve from the southpaw. And a big rip right there. But that'll be a point for Marquette. There's Martha Konabidoff. Sister Abby played at Fordham here in New York a couple years back as a setter. She's here tonight watching her sister. Gets the fortuitous bounce on the serve. Here's Barber. Big slam through the block and down. And Marquette feeling good so far here in the second. DeMalo for Palacios. Nice touch, and she finds a hole in the middle of the floor. Palacios now with 80 kills on the year. DeMalo 2 serves shy of setting a program record for service aces. What a blast right there. Gwyn Jones on the run picks up a kill. So many defenses focus on Allie Barber. You forget all about Gwyn Jones. Really solid player, over 100 kills for her. Used to playing in big matches after playing a couple years at Auburn. DeMalo tried to find Palacios, and that quick pass didn't work out that time. Now it's Rose on serve. It was her serve that ended the first set. DeMalo went out to get it. Alexiou sent it over. Wirtz, big rip, and down. Wirtz now with 182 kills on the year. Marquette up 4 early on here in the second. Rastelli gets that one partially blocked. Kuntz through the block, and another point for Marquette. And Coach Persico needs to chat. She's going to use her first timeout. We saw a first set with 15 ties, 6 lead changes, a little bit of a different story here in the second. Marquette with an early 7-2 lead. And if you're St. John's right now, you're just trying to wonder what just hit you. Up 15-10 in the first. 1 point lead late in that first set. Then it was tied at 23. Miscue from DeMalo. Marquette steals away that first set, and they have continued the momentum here into the second. St. John's team that went to the postseason for the first time last year since 2007. They played in the NIVC, raised a banner here at Carnesecca Arena. Right next to the regular season champs banner, 06, 07, 08. Those mid-2000s were great for St. John's. Went to the NCAA tournament in 06 and 07, won the Big East tournament in 07, and then you see on the far left, went to the round of 16 in the NCAA tournament. An incredible feat for a school coming out of the Big East. Saw it with Marquette last year. Creighton did it a couple years ago. Not an easy thing to do. St. John's had some good runs here over the past 10 years. They'll need to play a little better here right now, trailing by 5. Alexaku, too much on it. St. John's looking for the tip. They're going to get the call. And the Red Storm will get the point. Ryan Tice didn't like that call at all. Looked like it was partially tipped there on the way out. Effersini Alexaku had 28 kills against Oregon in the upset earlier on this year, but a service error there. Marquette gets it right back, leading by 5. Here's Hope Wirch. Coach Tice calling her our do-it-all kid. Fight up front, and the Johnnies reached over. Marquette gets the point. DeMallo trying to get an explanation here. Our referees tonight, Chad Sivers, Tim Countryman, line judges Sherry Zappola, Ronnie Gillett. Rastelli into the chest of Wirch. Vandenberg gets denied. And the Red Storm set up the block perfectly right there for their first block of this second set. And that was a much needed block. Let's take another look here. Rastelli, Palacios, perfectly timed. So after St. John's was hitting 500 middle of the first set, they're now just hitting 242, but Sanabia gets the ace. And let's see if that can get things going for the home team. The libero from Maryland. Rose finds Vandenberg. Sent back, and Rastelli gets it done. That's 3 in a row for St. John's, and they've cut this lead in half here in the second set. After 18 kills against Georgetown, Rastelli having a nice ball game here tonight. Here comes Vandenberg. Sanabia with the left hand keeps it alive. Now Rastelli, beautiful dig from Kanabidov. St. John's with a crack at it here. Mikolova, and a double hit called. It's those types of points that Joanne Persica would love to see her team win. Lead pops back to 4 for the Golden Eagles. DeMallo tracks it down. Mikolova, a lot on that one, and gets the point off the deflection. Mikolova, the transfer from Lindsey Wilson College, an NAIA school. She's had 7 matches this year with 10 or more kills. Home team down by 3 here in the second. And blocked back. Mikolova all over it. And the front line stepping up for St. John's here in the second. See it again, Mikolova placed herself perfectly. Vandenberg picks up another point for Marquette. Vandenberg, just a freshman, She had 5 kills against St. John's earlier this season. You can see that right there, short side. And St. John's just a smidge late setting up the wall. Speckman on serve. Cathariou, what a dig from Kanabadov. We roll on. Rosselli way outside. Barber with everything behind it. Rosselli one more time, and it flies out. Rosselli a little bit too far out there. Tried to overcompensate. And Marquette with a 4-point lead. Speckman, fortuitous bounce, and the ace. Marquette so good with the situational serving. St. John's will use its second timeout here in this second set. Look for a little while there, closing the momentum. Marquette continues to hold strong here in set number 2. So St. John's tries to get things together. Coach Tice and the Marquette Golden Eagles will reinforce a couple of things. Big wins this year against number 9 BYU, number 4 Wisconsin. And they certainly have NCAA tournament on their mind, thanks to Allie Barber. And check this out, Allie Barber, one of 5 players in the entire country, averaging over 4.6 kills and also hitting over 312. There she is right there, number 10. And Coach Tice telling us she's the type of player that can work on specific shots, not only in practice, but in live action practice. It's one thing to get those shots down when you're just over to the side. It's another thing to do that in 6-on-6. And Coach Tice has loved coaching Allie Barber. He certainly will miss her, calling her a humble kid, family-oriented. Currently number 3 all-time in program history in kills. Less than 90 away from cracking that top spot. She absolutely will have an opportunity to break the record later on this year. Still on the serve of Speckman with Marquette up 5. Sanabia had to send that one right back. Vandenberg's look good here in the second. Good block from St. John's. Vandenberg again gets blocked. The tempo is picked up here in the second. Mikulova rolls it over. Wirch from the 10-meter line. And Sanabia ran out of real estate. Great back and forth action, one of the longest points of the night. But after all that, Marquette another point. Sanabia almost went into the first row to try and get that volleyball. Event staff going to clean up that wet spot there. Alexikou and Sanabia hit the deck there. Speckman, all Big East second team in 2017. Mikulova, good look and picks up the point. Off the deflection. Clara Mikulova having a nice set. It's Mikulova, Rosselli, Sanabia, Cathariou, DeMalo, and Alexikou for St. John's. Alexikou denied. What a block up front, Elizabeth Orff. The junior from St. Louis extends the lead to 6 for the visitors. Vandenberg floats it over. Rodriguez back in there for St. John's. And another miscue, but Sanabia was able to get it over. Back and forth up front. Now DeMalo by herself, and with the left hand picks up the kill. DeMalo's nifty like that. She'll throw a left-handed kill in there every once in a while. And after a little pinball action here, there's DeMalo, boom, right over with the left hand. Marquette holding on to a 5-point lead as this home crowd tries to get the Red Storm back in it. Yoshioka returns the serve. Sophomore from Hawaii. Speckman for Wirtz. Palacios kept it alive. Alexikou rolls it over. Now it's Barber's turn. Nice dig from Rodriguez, but she's unable to track it down any further. Marquette gets the point. They now lead by 6. Golden Eagles continuing to come right after the Red Storm here in set number 2. Dig by Rodriguez. Alexikou struggling so far and just out. Let's take a look at that one more time. DeMallo thought it was touched. Ooh, that most certainly was touched. Coach. And DeMallo just got a yellow card there. She has been chirping at Chad Sivers the entire night. She just got a yellow card. So after all that, Marquette gives it right back. Six-point lead right now for the Marquette Golden Eagles here on the road. Deep serve from DeMallo, there's an ace. She has just tied the program record for service aces. One more and the record is all hers. Golden Eagles holding on to a 5-point lead. Off the fists of Wirtz, tracked down by Kanabinoff and punched over by Wirtz. Big one for the Johnnies. Palacios. And it's popped back by Barber. Alexikou. And she sends that one out, but it was deflected. And we're going to see a timeout here from Marquette. Alexikou has been just a little bit long all night on her swings. But nonetheless, after trailing by 7 midway through this second, Johnnies are back to within 4. Going back to last year, this was St. John's team that had the most 5-set wins of any squad in the country. As we check this one out one more time. There was a block earlier from Orff. Taking a look at the last 4 points here. We've seen some great action here in set number 2. There was a fight up front. DeMallo won that battle. Bodies flying everywhere. Alexikou was able to find it after the deflection. That's when DeMallo got into the verbal altercation here with our head official. Got the yellow card, boom, threw it out there. All right, so right now a 4-point lead for Marquette. I'm DJ Sixman. So good to have you with us here from Carnesecca Arena. Here's Barber, goes soft. DeMallo's able to track it down. Rosselli with the left hand, she got it. 4 in a row for the home team. And just like that, the lead down to 3 for the number 11 squad in the nation. Rosselli 5 kills in the evening. Good rip from Jones. Rosselli, that one goes long. But now this call will be a deflection. St. John's picks up the point. Late call from our officials. Ryan Tice didn't like it. Make it 5 in a row for St. John's. Marquette won the first 25-23. 17 lead changes in that first set. Nearly an ace. That one's sent over. Rosselli gets blocked. Rodriguez able to get it over though. We roll on. Barber, give me that. And Barber says, hold on a second, I'll end the momentum right there. That snaps a 5-0 run with a big old thud from Allie Barber. Rodriguez, unreal effort there to track it down, and then Barber said enough's enough. So it goes into the 4th row there. Sanabia setting it up for Alexaku. Through the block, off the deflection, and it's a St. John's point. And that's the player the Red Storm need the most right now. Efrosini Alexaku. Almost 300 kills to her name. She's got 6 tonight. But it's been an up and down first 2 sets. Here's a sophomore from Greece. Rose setting it up for Jones. Alexaku is there. Rosselli, and she got it. That sophomore class working wonders right there. And we got a 1-point game here in the second. Fans starting to get into it here in New York. Coach Tice knew it would be a tough atmosphere. St. John's always plays well at home. But for a top 12 team, these are the things you have to deal with. Trying to achieve your goals of winning a conference title. Fortuitous bounce off the tape. Jones on the run, and that one's good. That's her move right there. Gwyn Jones, a big one. Marquette back up by 2. Now it's Hope Word. She leads the league in service aces per set. A nifty server. Sanabia gets it. DeMallo for Palacios. Popped up in the air. Works from the 10-meter line. The Red Storm with a chance. Rosselli. Now it's Vandenberg, and it's out. No tip. Point St. John's. 19-18 the count here in the second. Vandenberg from the short side here. And Sanabia took her right hand away as that ball trickled out. Chance to tie for St. John's, and it's a tie game right there. The ace. We are all tied at 19, and Marquette is going to use its final timeout of the second set. Better lucky than good sometimes, and Sanabia will take that, as will the Red Storm. Ace number 23 of the campaign for the senior Sanabia. Remember, this was a 17-10 lead for Marquette. Looked like they had this second set wrapped up. They're starting to think about a 2-0 lead. And then all of a sudden the momentum swung. Really, you can make the argument since that DeMallo yellow card, and almost in the same vein as a technical in basketball, it was the type of deal that just woke up this St. John's bunch. Marquette a few miscues on its side. So suddenly a fresh and brand new contest. There's the men's soccer program supporting this St. John's bunch. Always good to see fellow athletes supporting each other. Fans have been treated to some great volleyball so far tonight here at Carnesecca Arena in New York. We're happy to be bringing it to you on the Big East Digital Network. I'm DJ Sixsmith. That's 3 out of 5 here in the Big East. Marquette won the first 25-23. Both teams now out of timeouts. Back to the action. Kuntz. And that one finds a hole. Marquette gets the point and recaptures the lead. Ellie Kuntz, sophomore from Minneapolis. That's her 5th kill of the evening. Gabby Martinez on serve. DeMallo finds a teammate right there in Mikolova. And we roll on. Cathariou, dug up by Rose. Kuntz sets it over. Mikolova And a double hit called. DeMallo's had her struggles tonight. And Marquette with back-to-back points, up by 2. Martinez, same high school as Drew Brees and Nick Foles, Westlake High School in Texas. Rosselli with everything behind it. Give me that. That brings the Johnnies to within 1. The southpaw from the right side. She now has 8 kills. On serve, looking to tie it. Good directional serve. The libero can knob it off. To Vandenberg, gets it blocked. Vandenberg, another swing. Dug up by Alexikou. Rosselli. Now it's Kuntz, and that one never got over. All tied at 21, late in the second set. No Allie Barber right now on the floor for Marquette. Big serve for Rosselli. Kuntz blocked and out. Marquette back on top, 22-21. And as Allie Barber checks back in, Kuntz has served an important role. 6 kills for her. This is a player with just 83 kills on the year coming into this one. Speckman on serve. Mikulova playing a 2-man game, beautifully done. All tied at 22, thanks to Clara Mikulova. Mikulova with the ball in her hands to serve here. Short serve. And a miscue for Marquette. That's a point for St. John's, and the home team 2 away from taking the second. Ryan Tice sending Lauren Speckman over, trying to get an explanation here from Chad Sivers. He's had a busy night on both sides. And now the officials are going to talk things over. Chad Sivers, Tim Countryman are referees for the evening. No change in the call. Point remains with St. John's. 23-22, first to 25, we got to win by 2. Mikulova serves it over. Barber, big swing. Sanabia dug it up. Alexikou sends it over. Barber, another crack at it. Sanabia right there to get it. Here comes Rosselli. Kanavidov with the dig. Wirch lets it rip. And a violation called on Marquette. That's a point for St. John's. And the Red Storm are 1 away. Joanne Persico trying to get every single person on their feet here. Mikulova sends it away. Vandenberg denied and out. St. John's thought they had it. Marquette lives to see another point. (24-23). St. John's 1 away from winning the second. The freshman Vandenberg, big serve. Marquette with a chance here. And that swing sneaks through, and Marquette is tied it at 24. Just when St. John's thought they had it, Marquette keeping it going here in set number 2. Can they keep the momentum going? DeMallo finds Alexikou. And let's see, this one is going to St. John's. Officials looking at each other right now. As it stands, 25-24. Sherry Zapala is going to come over here. Every single call so critical right now. Let's see what we got. And it'll stay with the Red Storm. So here it is once again. Set point number 2 for the Red Storm. Yoshioku back in to serve. Deflected up front. St. John's a chance here. Alexaku denied. Elizabeth Orff says not so fast. And we are tied again at 25. Woo! Check this out again, everybody. High drama action here in set 2. Marquette took the first 25-23. We're going into the extended zone here. Kanavidov, short serve. DeMalo retreats. Alexaku swings. Barber, down it goes. And Marquette, after facing multiple set points, with an opportunity to take the second here. 26-25, Kanavidov serves it over. DeMalo. And that one falls serendipitously to the floor. Marquette kept it alive. Ran out of bodies, ran out of touches. All tied at 26. DeMalo 1 away from a program record in service aces. Vandenberg. Here's Barber. Deflected, and Marquette picks up the point. Golden Eagles 27, Red Storm 26. Set point number 2 for the visitors. Marquette a point away from a commanding 2-0 lead in this best of 5. And an ace there for Barber. Deja vu all over again. Marquette comes from behind and wins set number 2. The Golden Eagles now lead it 2-0. And a tough one there for the home team. We're going to hit a break. Don't you run anywhere. A couple minutes away from set number 3. St. John's will try and extend it. Marquette will try and make it a clean sweep. You're watching volleyball on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi.
St. John's University is New York, through and through. While our roots may be here in the city, our Catholic and Vincentian influence is felt around the globe. Diverse, determined, and dedicated, our students graduate career-ready and primed to take on the challenges of tomorrow. We are New York's team. We are St. John's.
Hallelujah.
And this is just one night. You should see what we do during the day. Marquette University. Be the difference.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Hallelujah.
And this is just one night. You should see what we do during the day. Marquette University. Be the difference.
St. John's University is New York, through and through. While our roots may be here in the city, our Catholic and Vincentian influence is felt around the globe. Diverse, determined, and dedicated, our students graduate career-ready and primed to take on the challenges of tomorrow. We are New York's team. We are St. John's.
Welcome back, everybody. You're watching Big East Volleyball on the Big East Digital Network. I'm DJ Sixsmith. Marquette leads it 2-0. And as we take a look back at the highlights here from that second set, we saw some great action here. St. John's with multiple set points. That was a block on the outside by Elizabeth Orff. She really stepped up in that second set. Saw some great action. It was Barber there who picked up a kill. Alexikou kept St. John's in it late in that second set. And ultimately, Marquette just too much to handle. The Golden Eagles found a way to come back. Off the deflection right there was Barber once again. And then right here, Barber ended it with an ace. Some miscommunication between the back line of Rodriguez and Sanabia. And after all that, Marquette one set away from starting off their weekend on the East Coast with a W. Taking a look at the stats here. Marquette with the advantage in kills, assists, a tie in service aces. And even though both these teams hitting a similar percentage, it's really been those key and timely plays that have allowed Marquette to win the first two sets. St. John's with leads in both the first and the second, both in the late stages, and it didn't matter. Marquette flexing its muscles, showing everybody tonight why they are the number 11 team in the country, a team that is 17-3 and a team that is 7-1 in this Big East Conference. Time for set number 3. It starts with Lauren Speckman. And that's a nice sign right there. Efrosini Alexikou gets it going with a kill here in the third. Alexikou has had her moments, 7 kills so far. But a little bit up and down tonight against one of the top teams in the country. Speckman for Barber. Pushes that one over. Fight up front. And St. John's went over the net there. That's a point for Marquette. Alexikou hit 083 in the second set. 4 kills and 12 attempts. Rosselli nearly found the hole. Now Alexikou. And we'll get a point here for St. John's off the violation from Marquette. Alexikou 2 kills in the first, 4 in the second. Orch flips that one over. Rosselli tried to go with the offhand there, got denied. She'll get another swing here. Speckman perfectly placed. Now Barber taps it over. Here's Rosselli, good block. One more hit there and St. John's got it over. Barber setting it up, big swing. Popped up in the air. Alexikou off the deflection and picks up another point. So the top player on St. John's looking a lot better here in set 3. One of the many international players on the St. John's team. Alexikou, one of the 7 underclassmen on the 2019 Red Storm. Barber gets it blocked. Palacios got 2 hands on it. And St. John's doing exactly what's needed right now in an 0-2 hole, leading this third set. DeMallo on serve. And that's a timely swing there from Orff. Two-time Big East all-academic performer. Cuts the lead in half. When you think back to that second set, it was her solo block that kept Marquette alive. St. John's could have ended the set as Kanavidov picks up a service error. And the St. John's program for so many years that was known for its great middle blockers. Denisha Moss, Julia Cass certainly helped out a few years back. And without Hannah Wagner, without Kaylee Wood, a much different looking middle line. We'll get a whistle here, violation on Palacios reaching over. That point goes to Marquette. Here's Rosselli, that's a big block in front. Say hello to Jones along with Wirch. Fourth block of the match for the Golden Eagles. It's those role players that really stepped up. Orff, Jones, Kuntz. They've made a difference in a tight ball game through 2 sets. Palacios gets it over, and that one trickles out of bounds off the hands of the Golden Eagles. That's a point for St. John's. Joanne Persico telling us she wanted her team to play hard, play together. We've certainly seen that in bunches tonight. Jones, that's her favorite shot on the run, but that one a little bit long. Off the slide step, that'll be a point for the home team. Rose finds Wirch. Mikulova sent that one right back. Now Mikulova rips it through and gets blocked. Guess who? Jones, along with Kuntz. That cuts the lead to 2 for St. John's here in the third. They set that one up beautifully. And that's an ace right there. Best server in the conference, Hope Wirch. She'll add to her league-leading total of service aces per set. 4th ace of the match for the Golden Eagles. And a good-looking one right there. Rosselli had to use the right hand to get it over. Vandenberg, big pop. Kuntz dug up in the back line, and DeMallo ran out of room. Golden Eagles have rattled off the last few. Now we're all tied at 7. Marquette gets a fortuitous bounce. Rosselli, give me that. One of the biggest recruits that St. John's has had the last couple of years. It's scary to think that she's only a sophomore. Imagine what she'll look like in 2 years. Rosselli with 9 kills. Jones sends it over. Cathariou sent it right back. Now it's Kuntz with the left hand over the front line and in. Ellie Kuntz continues her great night. That's 8 kills on the evening. Using her 6'3" frame perfectly. Mikulova. And a violation there against Marquette. Point for the home team. Here's Mikulova on serve, and an untimely service error there. You think about Mikulova coming from the Czech Republic to an NAIA school. Player with a lot of potential, and Joanne Persico telling us she's never seen these types of bigs that she's playing up against in the middle. St. John's has pieced it together, tied for 3rd in the conference. Oh my, what a block. Guess who? Orff. She is having an evening tonight here in New York. Orff has 4 blocks all by herself tonight. Marquette up for the first time in this 3rd set. Little pinball action on the Golden Eagles side. Alexa Koo. All her momentum going through. Barber couldn't get it over, and we're tied again at 10. Yoshioku on serve. Barber flies in. St. John's knocks it back. Barber again. And that one finds the line. Allie Barber, big time kill. First player into double figures in kills, make it 12 for her. Vandenberg serves to the middle. DeMallo for Palacios, slide steps it through. Good save there from Speckman on the dig. Kanavidov flips it over. Alexa Koo. What a save there from Speckman. Doing her job. Alexa Koo again. Almost took a head off there. And off to deflection. It's a point for St. John's. Check this out one more time. Back and forth we go, all tied at 11 here in set 3. And DeMallo, that one flies long. Second service error tonight in this 3rd set. St. John's pressing just a little bit, trailing 0-2. Needing every point. Alexa Koo has the hot hand. Nice defense there. And it's finished off in front by Palacios. You think about where these women were a year ago. Palacios, transfer from Miami-Dade. Mikulova, the transfer from Lindsey Wilson. These players just trying to get used to each other midway through this season. Barber, nice job to change up speeds and pick up a kill. Barber's going to take a seat. 13 kills to her name. Conference Player of the Week last week. Over 30 kills through 2 matches. And as good as she is at volleyball, you just wonder how great she was as a basketball player, being an all-state competitor. Good serve from Marquette. Big rip. Nearly all the way to the ceiling on that dig as Wirtz sends it over. Johnny's on the response. Palacios pops it over. Wirtz gets denied. Kuntz and hits it right in front of Alexa Koo. Ellie Kuntz, 9 kills on the night. Rose serves with her team up by 2. Palacios battling in front. Warch sends it over. And that one hit the American flag. That's going to be a point for St. John's. Nonetheless, superb defense from Marquette. Kuntz right now with 9 kills. Her high in a match was 15. That came at Wisconsin earlier on this year. Warch far side. And off the hand of Sanabia. Alexikou is right behind her. And we'll get immediate timeout here. Break in the action in the third. It is Marquette leading 15-13. Good to have you with us here on a Friday night from Queens. I'm DJ Sixsmith. You're watching Big East Volleyball on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi. A win for Marquette here in the third will be a clean sweep, and it'll be their 8th in conference play. A win in the third for St. John's, and we're moving on to a 4th set. The St. John's team with wins in conference against DePaul, Providence, Villanova, Xavier, and Georgetown, and losses to Butler, Marquette, and Creighton. That back-to-back stretch against Villanova and Butler could be really important down the stretch. St. John's tied right now in 3rd place overall in the conference. Top 4 teams make it to the Big East Championship. St. John's will play Xavier and Butler at home. That'll come up November 8th and 10th. Just 4 home matches for the Johnnies after this one. They'll get DePaul tomorrow. Xavier and Butler, as we mentioned, Seton Hall on the 15th, and Georgetown on the 22nd. They still have to go to Creighton. Providence, a team that hasn't won a single match in conference. Seton Hall towards the bottom. And that match at Villanova November 24th could decide things if we take a look at the upcoming schedule there. A couple opportunities for St. John's to pick up some wins in conference. Rastelli. Vandenberg. That'll do. Off the deflection. And Marquette pushes the lead. 16-13 the count. That one got a piece of the antenna. They'll have to make sure that's all sturdy. Here's the junior Wirch. DeMallo goes out to track it down. Mikulova. And a nice save from Kuntz, but then too much on that baby from Wirch. That point goes to the home team. Only losses this year for Marquette. They lost to number 1 Baylor, number 17 Illinois, and they lost to number 10 Creighton, their conference foe, in 5 sets. Other than that, they've been perfect. Kuntz into double figures. She now has 10 kills on the night. And that was a wide open hole for her. Marquette 8 points away from winning this whole thing. Mikulova, big swing. And she'll pick up the kill. Klara Mikulova from the Czech Republic. Had 18 kills earlier this year against Hawaii. And you're seeing why right there. A lot of power behind those swings. Kuntz has had the hot hand here in the third. Alexikou sends it over. Kuntz gets it done. Past a diving Tiziana Bamrukova. 18-15, Marquette with a 3-point advantage. Wirch, Speckman, Kanabadov, Barber, Vandenberg, and Orff. Alexikou off the fist of Wirch. And she has had her best set here in the third. It is a team high 11 kills for the sophomore out of Greece. And you can see this St. John's team totally different when Alexikou has it going. Playing with a taped up right thumb, certainly factoring into things here tonight. Yoshioka on serve. Here's Barber looking to keep it going, and that one is out. Take another peek. Nobody touched that one. Marquette up by 1. Orff off the deflection. Alexikou, that is good. Beautiful cut shot there, and we are tied at 18. Coach Tice is going to use the timeout here. First charge timeout for Marquette. As we take another look at that one. First, a great defense, and then right past a diving Kanabadov. You can just see the intensity that these St. John's players play with. All 3 sets have been tight like this. St. John's had a 5-point advantage in the first. Marquette came back to win it. The Golden Eagles were up by 7 at one point in set 2. St. John's had multiple set points, couldn't close the door. And then here in the third, early few points went to St. John's. Marquette with a great stretch in the early and middle part of that third set. And then here in the later stages, we are tied at 18. And whether it's tonight or just bigger picture in the conference, really the differences between some of these teams, a team like Marquette and a team like St. John's, just the ability to win points in tight matches, pressure-filled points, and Marquette has won every one they've needed to tonight. Hey, coming right over here, that's Speckman. Big swing, Alexikou, give me that. Speckman had to come all the way over here. She said, hey, and Alexikou finished off the job. 19-18 St. John's. Speckman finds Barber, and that one goes right home. Right back at you, says the senior. And we're all tied at 19. Freshman Vandenberg from Wisconsin. Big serve here. 19 up, and that's an ace. Golden Eagles can smell it. They're 5 away from glory. Coach Tice telling us Vandenberg picking her spots, seeing angles. Speaking of angles, Alexikou can see them all. That's another point for her, another kill, make it 14 on the night. That's 8 here in the third all alone. Rostelli back in. She's up front with Palacios and Alexikou. Orff, Speckman, Barber up front for the Golden Eagles. 20 up. Wirch kept alive by DeMallo. Alexikou got it. Red Storm reclaim the lead, 21-20. Make it 15 kills for Efrosyni Alexikou. DeMallo has tied a program record for service aces. Wirch, big rip. Sanabia dug it up. Alexikou has been money, and that one was tipped. St. John's picks up the point. Coach Tice has seen enough. He will use his final timeout. Efrosyni Alexikou has electrified the Queens crowd and shown you why she's one of the best young players in the Big East. A couple players from Greece on the St. John's squad. Alexikou, one of them. Cathariou, the other. Both sophomores, along with Rastelli. That sophomore class has been great, and these fans are digging it. They just want to see some more volleyball. It's been the big question of the night. Can St. John's close it out against a top 12 program in Marquette? They've yet to do so with 2 opportunities. Will a third time be the charm? We'll find out momentarily. Meanwhile, on the other side, Marquette has been there, done that. Down in multiple sets, and they've come back to win in multiple sets. We'll see if they can pull another rabbit out of their hat here in the third. So after an awesome third set, Alexikou now with more kills than any player on the floor. 16 for her. Barber, the high woman, with 14 for the Marquette Golden Eagles. St. John's needs 3 points to extend this contest to a 4th set. DeMallo starts it off with the serve. Barber, and that's a big kill right there. Out of the timeout, set play for Allie Barber, kill number 15. Lead cut to 1. Kanabidov, 1 of 7 in her family. Alexikou, that one sent right back over. St. John's a great chance. Rastelli through defenders and down. Raquel Rastelli, 10th kill of the evening. And St. John's leads it 23-21. St. John's for the match now hitting 279. And that's better than Marquette. The Golden Eagles hitting just 261. Alexikou sends it over. Speckman for Barber. And out. Looking for the tip. They're not going to get it. Sanabia just shimmied out of the way of that one. Set point here for St. John's. They got 1 set off the Golden Eagles in Wisconsin, trying to win their first set of this match to push it to a 4th. Alexikou right to the middle. Here's Barber, snuck it over, and it goes down. And a timely side out there to cut the lead to 2. 24-22. And Sarah Rose in to serve. 12 aces so far this year, but a great directional server. Lets it fly. Mikulova got it down. Rastelli sent it over. Now it's Wirch off the fist and down. St. John's irate after they didn't get a violation call there. 24-23. And Joanne Persico is going to call time. Red Storm just trying to squeak it out to get to a 4th. But we are seeing the resilience on display from Marquette. Every time they've had to step up, they've done just that. Backs against the wall, multiple set points defended, doesn't matter. And this is just a mentally tough team that's been through a little bit of everything. And also just players who have been in big-time contests. You think about this senior class, Jones, Barber, those 2 leading the way. They have 4 seniors on this team. 7 juniors as well, so 11. And that'll do for them. St. John's has 1 more timeout if they need it. Marquette out of timeouts. We have been treated to some excellent volleyball here at St. John's. Fans and queens are going to rise to their feet here for this huge point. Johnny's 24. Golden Eagles 23. Rose on serve, looking to tie it up. St. John's for the set. Mikolova! She got it! And that'll do it for the third. St. John's wins it 25-23. And we play on as we go to the fourth. Check this out again. Mikolova through defenders. And it found a hole at the most important time for this Red Storm bunch. Three sets in the books. Marquette up 2-1, but St. John's has new life. You're watching Big East Volleyball on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi. We'll be right back here from Queens, New York.
You're not going to want to miss this.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com.
St. John's University is New York, through and through. While our roots may be here in the city, our Catholic and Vincentian influence is felt around the globe. Diverse, determined, and dedicated, our students graduate career-ready and primed to take on the challenges of tomorrow. We are New York's team. We are St. John's.
On to the fourth set we go here from Carnesecca Arena in New York. You're watching Big East Volleyball on the Big East Digital Network. We are in a fourth set because of Efrosini Alexiou. An unbelievable third set for her. 10 kills. Marquette as a team had 15. That's how dominant she was in set number 3. 10 kills and 18 opportunities, hitting .444, by far her best set of the night. Time and time again when she was called on from the outside, she got the job done. And we'll see what happens here in set 4. St. John's a lot crisper in the third. And most importantly, they won those pressure-packed points when they needed to. St. John's as a team hit .326 in the third. Here we go, set number 4. Let's see how the Golden Eagles respond. Alexiou denied. Elizabeth Orff has just dominated the front of the tape. That is her 5th block of the night. Not the tallest player on the floor, but she is springy at 6'3". Marquette a big first point to get it going. Rastelli off a couple defenders. Barber sneaks it over. And Marquette, one of those teams not messing around with the early points after dropping a set. And another one. Orff one more time. Block number 6 for her. And nothing silences a home crowd like a solo block. 3-0 Marquette lead. Cathariou flipped it over. Barber, big swing. Sanabia punched it right back. Little tapper. There's Barber. And off the shoulder of Rastelli. It is a 4-0 lead for Marquette. And St. John's has seen enough. They'll use the timeout. Amazing how much can change in just a matter of minutes. St. John's goes from riding the high of coming back and winning that third set to now being an 0-4 hole in a must-win fourth set. You credit the veteran leadership of Marquette. You credit their poise as well. And like Coach Tice told us earlier this week, a strong senior class, quality people. And he knows exactly what this team is all about with St. John's. Strong up front, multiple players that can get you 4 to 8 kills. And that is why we have been treated to some excellent volleyball here through the first couple of sets. Taking a look back at that third set, Barber had 5 kills, but 4 errors as well. Marquette as a team had 6 errors. Kuntz and Barber were tied for the most kills in that set with 5. Remember, Kuntz was looking great. She had 5 sets while Barber was on the bench. Barber comes back in. Kuntz, a dangerous weapon, didn't play for most of that end of the third. Back at it, let's see how St. John's responds. Good block up front from the Golden Eagles. Wirch cuts it through and picks up the kill. All Marquette here in the fourth. Vandenberg with the serve. Another block, but this one goes out. And St. John's finally picks up its first point. 17th kill for Alexikou. Marquette 8 blocks tonight. St. John's just 5.5. Good low line drive serve from Yoshioku. Barber. And a nice dig from the back. And Alexikou couldn't swing it through. Golden Eagles rolling here in set 4. Cathariu's going to come back. Actually, she'll take a seat. Palacios returns along with Sanabia. DeMallo for Palacios. Put a good amount of spin on that one. Barber goes into the scorer's table here. And after all that, St. John's gets the point. These players laying it all on the line here. An important one for Marquette to remain in the number 2 spot in the Big East. And certainly a big one for St. John's as they try and get sole possession of third. That's a big block right there for the Red Storm. Palacios putting the clamps on that one. Good serve from DeMallo. Speckman tracked it down. Barber sends it over. Here come the Johnnies. Rastelli gets blocked. DeMallo for Rastelli again. Barber got 2 hands on it. Speckman for Barber one time. Popped up in the air by Alexikou. Rastelli. She can't find the range. Barber. Nice dig there. And Alexikou runs it over. We roll on. And right down the middle goes Jones. Longest point of the set goes to the Golden Eagles. Speckman and Barber take a seat just for the moment. Kuntz back in there, along with Rose. Rose has been a key server tonight. Her team up by 4 here in the fourth. And too much on that one. Service error gives it right back to St. John's. St. John's team that went to Hawaii to start the year, played a couple of tough non-conference opponents. A win over a top 15 Oregon, beat Duke as well. Trying to slay the Giant here. And number 11, Marquette. And blocks like that will help it out. Palacios, second big block of the set. Lead trimmed down to 2 for Marquette at 7-5. 8th block of the evening for the Red Storm. Long serve from Alexikou. Kanavidov retreats. Wirch sends it over. Johnny's trying to cut it to 1. Mikulova, give me that. Through the block and down. And the Red Storm pulled to within 1. Remember, this is St. John's team that has not won a 5-setter all year. They had the most 5-set wins in the country last year. They've dealt with injuries, different lineups together, trying to figure it all out. Rose for Jones, off the block and down. Wynn Jones, that's her money shot right there. And the transfer from Auburn pushes it back to a 2-point lead for Marquette. Here's Wirch. Coach Tice telling us she wants to be a college coach herself one day. Mikulova with her momentum behind. Excellent D from the Golden Eagles. Mikulova will get another crack at it. Blocked in front. Dug up by Sanabia. Rastelli fading away and picks up the point. Probably the toughest shot Rastelli has had. Looked like that ball was clearly tipped. And Marquette's going to get that point. I'm trying to understand what just happened right there. That was off a deflection, but nonetheless, point Golden Eagles. Sanabia setting it up for Mikulova. And that one is out. And that point goes to Marquette. So we have had a lot of jawing here with the officials tonight. So 2 points that go to Marquette. Keep those in mind as we move along here in the fourth. DeMallo for Rastelli. Into the hands of Rose. Kanavidov for Wirch. Sanabia tracks it down. Alexikou gets blocked. Gwynn Jones with 2 hands on that one. And it is all Golden Eagles right now, up by 5. Joanne Persico knows it, and she's going to use her second and final timeout. Marquette going for its 18th win of the year, looking for its 8th win in the Big East. They have dominated this matchup 17-5 all time against St. John's. And Coach Tice has built a great program, not only one of the top ones in the Big East, but a top program around the country. And really the benefit for him is that he can recruit right in his backyard. A lot of these women from Wisconsin and Illinois. You look at the flip side for St. John's, just one player from the New York area, that's Ileana Rodriguez, freshman. Players from all over the world, and more international players on this team than domestic. Only a third of the players on the Red Storm are from the United States. But great volleyball all around the world. In order to compete with some of these teams like Creighton, along with Marquette, Coach Persico has had to go to all the depths of the earth here. But most importantly, It's Joanne Persico's team down by 5 in the middle part of this fourth set. Marquette has had leads like this, seen them dissipate pretty quickly. And that'll help St. John's there on the service error. Really on both sides tonight, neither team has been able to put the other away. Leads at 5, 7, 4 in another set. The lead has not spilled into double figures for either squad tonight. Sanabia, deep, long serve. Not the best setup, but Marquette gets it over. Cathariou, and that will do. And the middle blocker from Greece makes it a 3-point contest here in the fourth. The senior Sanabia, fortuitous bounce. Little miscommunication, and that one popped over by the Golden Eagles. Here comes St. John's. Cathariou. Little pinball action there from Marquette, and sent right back. Mikolova and Cathariou up front. Some of the role players stepping up for the Johnnies here in the fourth. Remember, Barber right now still on the bench, along with Speckman and Orff, some of the most important players for the Golden Eagles. Kuntz pushes it over. Rastelli swings through and gets the kill. Down to 1. And Marquette will use its first timeout of this fourth set. That's 4 in a row for St. John's. The responses from both teams out of timeouts have been at holes. Been quite good tonight. Level of volleyball high here in Queens. Right now, just a 1-point advantage. In case you're just joining us, Marquette took the first 2. St. John's rallied 1 in the third. And after these two teams went 4 sets in their first matchup of the year, we are right now in set number 4. After this one tonight, Marquette will go to Seton Hall in Jersey, round out their road trip. They'll be home for Xavier, a couple days off on Friday. At Butler on Sunday. Home and home with DePaul. And then the one that everybody has scheduled and circled on their calendars, November 22nd at Creighton. Very well could decide who's the number 1 seed in the Big East Championship. Right now the Golden Eagles focused on the here and now. Work still to be done. Leading by 1 on the road at St. John's. Kuhn's tough setup, it rolls over. Mikolova swings it over. Rose saves it. Vandenberg past the diving Sanabia. That's a big one there. And with the seniors on the bench, Vandenberg steps up and gets it done. Wynn Jones on serve. St. John's down by 2. Mikolova getting a lot of action here in the fourth. Rastelli will get a try, and it goes long. So Rastelli had a great start to the evening. A little bit off there. Still 11 kills to her name. Alexaku 17 kills. They've combined for the majority of the damage tonight for the home team. Rastelli, another crack at it. And the point won by Marquette. Great effort up front once again. It's Elizabeth Orff. And after they lost that 5-point lead is right back to 4. Mikolova blocked up front. This one sent right over. Here comes St. John's. Mikolova sneaks it through. Much needed kill there for St. John's. They trail it by 3. Rastelli on serve, 18 aces on the year for her, and that one goes long. Golden Eagles 10 points away from taking this fourth set and winning the match. Tiziana Bomrukova will check in. Transfer from Miami-Dade College. She played down there with Maria Angelica Palacios. Second time she's been in the mix tonight. Speckman a good serve. Cathariou, easy money up front. This bunch trying to get back into it, trailing by 3. Nikolova will serve this one here. Into the hands of Kanabadov. Now it's Barber. Popped up. Alexikou kept it alive. DeMalo. Alexikou one more time and rolls it into the tape. Alexikou's had her moments. A little bit inconsistent at times as well. Comes with the growing pains of being a sophomore. And that one goes right back to St. John's on the service error from Vandenberg. This is what Ryan Tice had to say about St. John's before this one started. He said, quote, "We will have our hands full this weekend. St. John's playing really good defense right now. Has a few point scoring options. It is tough to score, so you can't help them out making unforced errors. That unforced error will certainly help St. John's." 3-point lead for the Golden Eagles. Orff with a lot of English on that one. Alexikou, great dig from Kanabadov, and into the stands it goes off of Vandenberg. St. John's got the point, but Marquette's defense just relentless tonight. Back and forth we go, 16-14. Marquette on top. Yoshioku sends it over. Down the middle goes Wirch, and a big blast for her to win the point. Hope Wirch, such an important piece on this team. And Coach Tice knows it. He said that she does a little bit of everything for us. And she has certainly filled the void at times tonight. 12 kills for her, 12 digs as well. 17-14 Marquette, Palacios. Marquette was ready for it. Rodriguez tracks it down. Alexikou, big old swing, and that one goes down. Off the deflection, Alexikou, 19th kill of the evening. Marquette still leads it by 2. Alexikou, high energy player. Can be the most dominant force on the court at times, averages over 4 kills per set. And we have seen it all tonight from her. Tough one for Jones. Sanabia gets there. Rastelli, and that one just a bit long. The long swing gives the point to Marquette. 18-15 in favor of the visitors. Rose back in to serve this one. And there's an ace. Sarah Rose. She may not get the glory of some of the others on this team, but such an important part. Her serving has been key tonight. 19-15 Marquette. Rose 5'7" from Elmhurst, Illinois. 13 aces, over 300 assists to her name this year. Alexikou from the 10-meter line, popped all the way up in the air. Rose for Wirch, and it goes down. Marquette can feel it. 5 away from winning the match. St. John's all out of timeouts. Still on the serve of Rose. Alexikou lets it rip, gets it blocked. Palacios blocked in front. Jones and Kuntz all over it. Rastelli. Now it's Wirch, and sneaks it through for the win. Marquette 4 away from a victory here on the road. And Alexaku's going to take a seat right now. Dealing with a little bit of pain. She is giving her team everything tonight. 19 kills, 9 digs. It looks like she's cramping up just a little bit. She'll walk off. Basically serves as an impromptu timeout there. And with the injury to Alexaku, that'll bring in Jordan McCalla, junior from Grapevine, Texas. McCalla had some nice moments as a freshman. Certainly a player with ability. Her team will need her down, with her team down by 6. DeMallo for Palacios. Defense perfectly placed. Here's Wirch. Sanabia dug it up, and it falls down to the ground. Biggest lead of the night for the Golden Eagles. 22-15 in the late stages of the fourth. Alexaku will come right back in. McCalla takes a seat. Just a 1-point exit. Alexaku wants to be out there with her teammates to the bitter end. Number 11 squad in the country. Looking to make it 18-3, and there's an ace. Rose, another one. 8-point cushion for the visitors. After dropping the third, this could have gone sideways for Marquette, but they're not that type of team. Excellent response here to be up 8, 2 points away from the win. Alexaku, out it goes. 24-15, and that will make it match point here for Marquette. Here's a serve from Rose. And that one bumped over there by Alexaku. For the match, Jones popped up by Sanabia. DeMallo for Alexaku. Golden Eagles get another shot at it. Coons, big rip. Alexaku gets that one blocked. Sanabia for Ristelli. Up in the air. And there it is. That's your winner, Gwyn Jones. Marquette takes the fourth, and the Golden Eagles take care of business on the road in 4 sets against the Red Storm. Marquette to 18-3 on the year, 8-1 in the conference. As St. John's falls to 13-9, 5-4 in Big East play. And Marquette proving not only that they're one of the best teams in the conference, that even when they take their punches, they could fight right back, and that's exactly what they did tonight. A stellar job on the road here against the St. John's team. It's certainly not easy to beat at home. Just the second loss of the year for the Red Storm here at Carnesecca Arena. Golden Eagles still perfect. And after a great night of volleyball, this St. John's team will try and regroup and get it back together tomorrow for DePaul. Marquette on the road at Seton Hall. And that'll do it for us here at Carnesecca Arena. Thank you so much for tuning in to coverage of Big East volleyball. Marquette wins this one in 4 sets. For all of us here at the Big East Digital Network, I'm DJ Sixsmith saying so long. We'll see you next time. Have a good night, everybody.